Today was the perfect example of why you don't need to trade every day to be profitable. If you zoom out to the 1 hour and the 4 hour, you can see that there really wasn't any key levels that you really could have had a trade off of. There was maybe this 4 hour gap, but I would never have taken a trade off of that. So you have to ask yourself, what days are higher probability and what days are lower probability? Today, price barely moved out of this range. Today is just a lower probability day, and you have to realize that you don't need to trade days like today to be profitable. Now, in general, today is an interesting day because we did form. If I can find the pen tool, we did form high time frame SMT. So, what does this mean? Could this be a possible top? Maybe. We're gonna need to see more confirmation. We're gonna need to see an inverse out of this level or break a structure. But in general, if I zoom out to the daily time frame, you can see that we have this daily gap that is unfilled, and whether it wants to come down and fill it and go higher, or whether it wants to inverse it, this is gonna be a draw on liquidity in the near future, unless it's a breakaway gap. But realistically, if price does want to continue higher, I imagine at some point it'll want to fill this gap and then go higher. If I zoom in here, you can see that it also took out this data high, which is what we were talking about yesterday. We were saying, hey, these two highs, this data high, should get taken out before we go lower. And our trade from yesterday, if you don't remember when I talked about my trade from yesterday, was this 4 hour gap, and price reacted off the midpoint of this 4 hour gap almost perfectly. And I said, hey, this trade essentially, like, I'm gonna get rid of the daily gap for now. Look at how perfect that was, right? I said this trade, you could target this data high and probably be fine. Even though the day ended before we went and took out the data high, I was like, realistically, the data high will probably get taken out in Asia or London or in the morning. And what happened? Got taken out in London. So, I didn't even need to exit my trade at the end of the day, but would I have preferred to? Probably, because I mean, in the future, like I said in my video yesterday, as I get more experience, I could maybe hold throughout the day and into the next day, but I was already up so much, it just made sense to take profit at the end of the day when we hadn't taken out the data high yet. But very cool to see that our analysis from yesterday was totally spot on. But yeah, that just about covers it today. There wasn't a ton. I mean, I'm sure someone found a profitable trade throughout this chop, but I would not have taken a trade in here. That's just not for me. I want to see high probability 1 hour or 4 hour key levels get hit, or even daily levels. And ideally, I'm going to be waiting for this daily gap for my next trade. So I'm going to be waiting to see price come down into this daily gap, fill it, and get a reaction. Or if there's a key level that forms on the hourly to get a short down in here, then I would maybe take that. But only because we have the SMT already, and this daily gap is a draw on liquidity. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it helpful. I will see you in the next one. Bye.